With the launch of this year's brand new TaylorMade P770 irons, the question stands, are these the best forgiving player's iron in golf, and are these still the best budget forgiving player's iron in golf? You see, I happen to think that these two match up a lot more than what people may think, and there's a small matter of £600 difference that we need to discuss. Hi everyone, my name's James and welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today we are comparing the brand new 2024 TaylorMade P770 irons against the Takomo 101T irons, two irons that are very similar in look, very similar in design, but couldn't be more different in price. You see, the brand new 2024 TaylorMades could set you back upwards of £1,000. If you want 4-iron pitching wedge, which I discovered online, upwards of £1,200. That's nearly $1,500. And if you want a set of the Takomos, they will set you back $599 4-iron to wedge. There's quite a saving there, because you see, the real question is just how much bang do you get for your buck when it comes to the brand new, all singing, all dancing TaylorMade P770 irons, or just how much value do you get for your money when it comes to the Takomo 101T. We all know both these irons do have a slightly older, slightly bigger, slightly more forgiving brother in the 101 and the P790 respectively, and both those irons kind of set off the trend for these brands when it came to hollow-bodied forgiving irons. I personally think TaylorMade absolutely nailed it on the launch of the P790. That was the iron for me which really set off this trend of hollow-bodied forgiveness. But now to see it in the smaller, sleeker design of the P770, I think is a thing of beauty. So let's go first with TaylorMade's P770. And looking down here, I really do like that top line. It's not too thin, it's not too thick, it's got a minimal offset. So it kind of does look nice for the mid to lower handicapper. Not like the P790, which I feel like is more for that kind of mid to high handicapper. Feel-wise, having already tested these, I certainly do think that there is an improvement on last year's model. That's so easy to launch, nice and high. That one should be nice and close actually if that releases down the green like I think it will. So they're not going to stop on a dime for you. Spin rates are going to be down of that of maybe a kind of traditional CB or MB iron, but that's not what the person who's buying either of these clubs is necessarily after. Generally you're after two things: forgiveness and distance and accuracy, but that's three things. So. And now if we do look at the Takomo, it's a very similar story. The blade length does look that little bit longer. Down at the ball, that top line does look maybe just a little bit thicker, but I don't think Takomo fans would mind that at all. And Takomo has become a little bit of a kind of cult figure in social media golf, hasn't it? They're sponsoring so many guys out there. They've got guys just like the Bryan brothers. They have Luke Kwon, they have Buster Jack. I think they had Good at one point. I don't know what happened there, but these seem so easy to hit and so good feel-wise as well. That's really held its line nicely in the wind. It's a bit of a blustery day today, so very interesting to see how both these irons do perform out here in the elements, as well as in the studio for numbers, which we will discuss as this video moves on. I think they're going to be bang next to each other. Let's go have a look where they've finished. We have a ball left, so we shall go. So easy to hit. Turf interaction's phenomenal as well. Watch this. Go on then, go on then. Oh. And as you can see there, two very similar results with the Takomo 101T and the TaylorMade P770 irons. Let's move on, let's discuss some long irons and some short irons and see exactly where you should potentially be spending your money, or saving your money, or spending big money. Now when it comes to the long irons in these sets, you'll see that the TaylorMade does feature a little bit more technology than perhaps the Takomo. The TaylorMade does feature that through slot speed pocket on the long irons. That is designed to help maintain ball speed on those low face hits. The P770s also feature the compact player's shaping, the forged hollow body construction, which we've already spoken about, speed foam, which is an ultra lightweight urethane foam that's injected into the head to push the limits of face speed, and of course that progressive inverted cone technology, whereas the 101Ts do feature technology but more simplistic. So they do feature the hollow body design to make them extremely forgiving, a thin precision milled face for high ball compression, and a spring effect potentially leading to increased ball speeds. And they're of course designed with a 431 steel body. Now, for me, all that is good and well, but it all comes down to, first of all, how do they look and feel? And of course, how do they perform? Because if I put these in the hands of somebody who was pretty new to golf, they might go, oh, well, this top one looks a little bit kind of more brushed and I quite like that, that looks more premium, and the bottom one looks more like just kind of normal metal. That's generally the only difference I think most non-golfers could tell you from these clubs. And I'm well aware you may well reply to that statement and say, James, this is a professional YouTube channel. You are a PGA professional. Why on earth would you be quoting what you think a non-golfer would say? Because we were all non-golfers at one point is my answer to that. You see, there's so many people coming into the world of golf at the moment, and I love it. I love the fact more people are playing this beautiful game. I love the fact there are brands like Cali, like Takomo, like Kirkland. Sorry. Probably tough. There's a lawsuit ongoing, I believe, with Kirkland and TaylorMade, but I feel like there is room for everybody. There's also you guys who want to go and spend upwards of £1,200 on your set of new irons because you want the best of the best and you want it fitted to within a degree of its life, which is brilliant. We can all live in harmony. So if we start with the Takomo 4 iron, there's no through slot speed pocket here, but I have been really impressed with the long irons in these clubs. So much so, I actually put this very 4 iron in my bag for quite some time just because of, well, its ease of use and it felt good. And to be honest, I felt like it was a little bit more quirky. I felt like it was like not really a 4 iron, just a club to kind of stand up there when you're not really feeling your driver and just do that with. Like, it seems so easy. It feels pretty good. Yeah, it may be a little bit firmer than some of the high-end clubs on the market, more of a kind of click to it than that nice soft buttery feel. Then we move into the P770s. These obviously look gorgeous, and I've been playing with these for quite some time now to make you guys lots of videos, and no club is going to go unscathed. So they are going to mark up a little bit. That is what it is. All golf clubs mark up. And when it comes to the loft on these clubs, Takomos will generally run 1 degree stronger throughout the bag. So this 4 iron's a little bit weaker. You can actually tell looking down as well, the TaylorMades do look that little bit kind of higher lofted. And they're again two pretty identical golf shots with identical movement. They've pitched in identical places and finished, you guessed it, bang next to each other. Let's talk numbers for these clubs. Let's see if we can find a bit of a middle ground there. I actually took the mid irons into the studio to test them for ball speed, spin rate, distance and dispersion, and you guys can be the judge on where you would spend your money. Okay, so when it comes to numbers for the Takomo 101T and of course the brand new TaylorMade P770, how much difference would you want to see for the price? We all know that potentially the TaylorMade is pretty much double the price of the Takomo, and we all know that Takomo are a very, very impressive club, again, for the money that you can spend. The one thing I'd say about the TaylorMade is you do get the options of going for the fittings. You do, of course, get lots of different shaft options, lots of different head kind of tweaks and stuff with lie angle and loft and things like that. And, of course, pretty much any grip you do want. But when it comes to numbers, I think we might be surprised as to just how both these clubs may perform very similar. I've set a target out here at 160 yards, which for me is a big 6 iron. This is a TaylorMade P770 that's carried 161 with the first ball. It's spun at 6,500, so pretty low for an 8 iron, you would say. But then again, this is a hollow-bodied forgiving iron. It's designed for distance. It's designed to make the game easier for you. So how consistent is it? Because consistency is key when it comes to shots like this. That's all over the flag as well. Is that another 160-ish carry? I've put it a little bit heavy. That's a 151, releasing out to 156. Again, spinning at 6,000. Probably more down to the strike for me with the mat at that time. Let's try and hit a good strike again. Now these are the ones you want to test. That was god-awful. And look at that go. The fact that that swing produced that is insanity. Let's go one more, then we'll go to Como. Like looks-wise, as we've discussed outside, very similar designs. And very similar in looks, but performance is going to be the key. That was a little bit heavy again, to be brutally honest. Still a 150 carry with an 8 iron. I'm going to take that all day. I'm going to go one more, because I feel like I've got a little bit kind of slack with the swings over those last few. So just how good can this P770 be? That's much better. That's pretty much the best swing I've got with an 8 iron. And it's a 155 carry going up to 160. That, for me, speaks volumes about the 770. I've hit some terrible shots and some very, very good golf swings. The numbers are pretty consistent. Now if we swap these out and we go 101T, very similar head design, a little bit slightly different blade length and a slightly different feel, a slightly firmer feel. But what's the numbers saying? It's going to be still in the air. That's a 159 carry, spinning at 6.5. So again, very similar spin, tiny bit low, but similar story with it being that kind of hollow bodied design. Still a nice forged feel, which is something which I think is very important when you're spending any money whatsoever on irons. That's that heavy one. That's the heavy one, drifting to the left. And that's a 148. So again, around that kind of 150 number, mishits, we're starting to get very similar numbers. We're starting to see, and I'm quite pleased that I'm mishitting some of these as well, because it's all good and well standing there and having a bit of an ego boost by hitting good shot, good shot, good shot. But really, I want to see what these clubs do when we don't strike them very well. Not that we're doing this on purpose, because I assure you I'm not. That's the good one. That should be a 155 in relation to the TaylorMade. And it's a 163. It's a 163 carrying 6,500 backspin. Total of 168. That's not necessarily a good thing. So yes, it's nice for it to go a long way, but you don't always want that one that just goes. You don't want to be 15 yards long. You want to be able to kind of rely on it a little bit. Obviously, it's nice to hit the ball a long way, but really, just how consistent can we be? That might be very close, actually. Better spin rate that time, nearly 7,000 spin, 155 carry, 159 total in that kind of nice shot zone. I'm seeing very consistent, very similar numbers here, but I must say, I think feel-wise, the TaylorMade's a little bit softer. But remember, the Takomo's a little bit softer on that old bank account, isn't it? Let's get back out there. Let's see just how we're getting on. Oh! Distance-wise, very, very impressive once again. So very consistent numbers there from the TaylorMade, which is pretty much what we would anticipate. When it comes to the short irons, this is where I think a lot of people become a little bit unstuck when it comes to what irons you are using, especially in that hollow-bodied category. You see, for me, you have to be able to get that nice feel. They have to have that nice consistent cannon off the face, should I say. Cannon's probably the wrong term, but if we start to think about shots like this, shots where a lot of mid-handicap golfers would play nice little kind of bump and runs, you want to be able to get that feel. You want to be able to know how the ball's going to come off, how it's going to react, and where you want to land the ball to release out nicely. That was the TaylorMade. That's everything I would want from that golf shot, to be honest. It's run on ever so slightly. The greens are rapid here at Woolley Park Golf Club, but that forged feel certainly allows me, even slightly off the toe. I'm quite happy with that strike, to be honest. It checked nicely for me, but I know what I'm getting with this. I know exactly what's going to happen, and I know how the ball's going to react. If I now try to do that with the Takomo, they're not quite as soft. I think that's fair to say. I think even the guys at Takomo would agree with me with that. I believe there might be a new offering coming later on this year. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but sorry. I'm just apologising to everyone today, aren't I? But these do come off a little bit firmer. That is something you would get used to. Like, I test a lot of golf clubs, so I probably see more of a difference than most people. But for me, if I hit this shot, it comes off just a little bit kind of fiery, a little firmer. That one's actually grabbed really nicely and stopped on the bank there. But you can see that maybe distance control would be easier with the softer face. That one was, again, just a little bit out the toe. But guys, that is my comparison of the Takomo 101Ts and the brand new P770 2024 edition. Which one would you put in your bag? I think it totally depends on your budget, on how serious you are on your golf, and to be honest, how much you want to spend, not how much you could spend, because I think for £599, the Takomos are exceptional value for money. But if you want to go and get fitted for lots of different shafts, you want to have that experience, you want to make sure you have got the perfect clubs for you, then maybe you want to go and spend that extra money on the TaylorMade P770s. Guys, thanks for watching. See you all at the same time tomorrow. I'm going to go and play golf because I've really enjoyed myself today and it's sunny, so why not?